Welcome to the book reading program of 3ABN Australia Radio. Does your faith need a boost? Do you think that miracles only happened in Bible times? Think again. Compiled by Remnant Publications, the book Get Ready for a Miracle recounts true stories that prove that when we step out in faith, God displays His power in undeniable ways. Here is our reader, Sandra Ashton.
This story is entitled God's Miracle Envelope. Matthew chapter 6 verse 8 says, "For your Father knows the things you have need of before you ask Him." As treasurer of the church I attend, members often mailed their contributions to the church through their bank to my home address. I then turned these checks to the church for recording purposes. Near the end of December 2013, a check was sent to me from a member. I had some other envelopes to mail and put them all in my purse to be mailed or taken to the church as was needed. When I got to the mailbox, I forgot about the one envelope that was not to be mailed. That donation check was in the same window envelope in which it was received, and before I realised it, I had dropped all the envelopes into the mailbox. To add to my anxiety, I remembered the envelope was not sealed. It did not have a new stamp on it, and there was no way of retrieving it. When I got home, I called the post office to find out what the procedure was when they received an unstamped envelope. They informed me that it would be sent back to the local post office, and there were a lot of steps that needed to be taken before it would finally be returned to the sender. It could take weeks, they told me. As this was nearing the end of the year, the donor would need to have his or her donation included in that year's documented contributions. So I got on my knees and asked the Lord to let the check be returned to me before the end of the year so it could be recorded appropriately. Believe me, I knew the Lord could do something. I just didn't know how. Believe it or not, the next day, yes, the next day, when I went to my mailbox to get our mail, there, in the mail for that day, was the envelope I had put into the post office box the day before. Why it was not returned to the address from which it was originally sent, since that was the only address on the envelope, I can only believe God heard and answered my prayer in a most mysterious way. A reflection associated with this story comes from Steps to Christ, page 93. Prayer is the opening of the heart to God as to a friend. Not that it is necessary in order to make known to God what we are, but in order to enable us to receive Him. Prayer does not bring God down to us, but brings us up to Him. God's Miracle Envelope was written by Myrtle DeCarmo of Plantation, Florida.
You've been listening to the book reading program by 3ABN Australia Radio, featuring Get Ready for a Miracle. For more information about this book, visit remnantpublications.com.